Hi. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be going back to basics and doing some technical analysis on the Bitcoin market that we currently find ourselves in, because as you guys know, over the last couple of days, Bitcoin managed to rally all the way up to $10,400 and break a local high, resulting in a chink in the armor that is our long-term downtrending level of resistance. And now Bitcoin is moving even farther into that consolidation pattern that we've been watching here for the last several weeks, and Bitcoin is soon to break it. As you guys can see, Bitcoin is very close to the apex of this, and as you guys know, the more tightly coiled Bitcoin gets towards the end of a consolidation pattern, the more powerful the breakout's going to be, and it looks like that breakout is coming this week. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about said breakout and which direction I think we are going to break. Guys, there is a significant amount of content going into this video, so I do think you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you do, as always, consider hitting that like and subscribe button down below. Before we dive on into it, I do just first want to mention one thing, though, and that would be the kind sponsor of our channel, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. I swear, whoever made this course and keeps sponsoring our channel with it must be one swell guy. Anyway, enough gushing about the devilishly handsome man that must have produced this content. CT2A is linked in the description down below. If you'd like to learn more about technical analysis, I highly encourage you to check us out at the link in the description down below. Using the June 2020 coupon code, you get $40 off at checkout, and I think that's a good deal. More on that at the end of the video, but for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I got the cheekbones, that's about it, though. Guys, in this video, we're going to be getting right down to brass tacks. We are going to be discussing all of the different technical factors going into this consolidation pattern in one video so that you guys can have a better understanding of where we're going. So let's go ahead and jump on to the chart. As you guys will remember, Bitcoin had our massive cliff dive coming to a head at this 50% pullback on Black Thursday back in March. From there, for the last 88 days, Bitcoin has managed to rally 143% and broken all kinds of major levels of resistance. Not only that, guys, to be totally honest, this high right here of around $10,400 flat is almost the exact same high that Bitcoin put in back here in February, which means that Bitcoin was able to rally all the way back up to where we started, which more or less means that we're sitting at a double top, which also means that we're pretty close to breaking it. As I talked about in the intro today, guys, this rally right here put a chink in the armor where our previous rally did not, because at this time, Bitcoin was not testing this long-term downtrending level of resistance. Here, we were testing it, and we broke it. So where we find ourselves now is massively coiled together. As you can see, we are very far into this consolidation pattern, and we have a lot of tension built. What are the things we look for in consolidation patterns, guys? Here's what we look for. We look for tension, we look for volume, we look for volatility, we look for liquidity, we look for retail interest because it normally tapers off during these patterns, and we also look for which direction the market's going to break out. So let's look at all of those really quickly. First of all, volume, because it's the easiest. Let's look at this on the daily chart. Volume, as you can see by the 20 moving average that moves through the volume down here, has been trending to the downside. Volume was pretty steady in this period of the market, but we weren't really into the consolidation pattern until about the beginning of May. Ever since then, volume has been tapering to the downside, setting lower highs on those red candlesticks there. Likewise, volatility has decreased. We can see that with the Bollinger Bands, as the Bollinger Bands have started to constrict on themselves more and more with that sideways trading 20 MA. How about liquidity? Well, a lot of you guys know that open interest has gone down, but if we look at the longs and the shorts charts over on Bitcoin, we can see in general, shorts have been trending to the downside, and so too have longs, meaning that there are less open positions, meaning there's less volume on the books, meaning there's less liquidity in the market. But that actually doesn't mean like real liquidity. There are different ways of looking at liquidity. You can look at liquidity across a $1,000 range or liquidity across a $10 range. If you have a lot less liquidity, but it's all in two buy and sell walls, then that's going to be much more significant than just a little amount of liquidity, but spread over $1,000 in both directions, bullish and bearish. That's something important to realize, is that even though liquidity has gone down, the liquidity is much more consolidated because it's typically going to be sitting around the levels of support and resistance. The buy orders on the books are anyway. What that means for consolidation patterns is that as Bitcoin gets farther and farther into a consolidation pattern, you may lose volume, you may lose retail investor interest, which we'll talk about here in a second. You may lose liquidity, but the liquidity that stays is actually even stronger because it is constricting. It is building tension. And that's another one of the things that we want to look at is the tension in the market. How much tension are we seeing in Bitcoin right now as we coil into this spring? Well, guys, I think it's pretty safe to say that there is a lot of tension in this market right now. People have been arguing and arguing and arguing about which direction Bitcoin is to break out. For good reason, by the way. When Bitcoin gets very, very far into a consolidation pattern, as we've done here, it's easy for a bull or bear whale to come in, drop a bunch of Bitcoin or US dollars on exchange, and flash crash or flash rally the market and kick off the dominoes and kick off a new rally. It is very difficult to predict a breakout of these movements when we're this far into the pattern. But the fact of the matter is the tension has been building. It's like a coiled spring. We're just pushing that spring closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. But eventually you just can't push it anymore. You're just going to explode. And that's about what we're getting to right now, guys. Because at the end of the day, this video is about the current market, but it's also about teaching you guys about consolidation patterns and everything that go into them. The more retail interest is in a space, the more tension there is going to be in the market because there's more people wanting something to happen because nobody likes Bitcoin trading sideways. So you have to look at the retail interest on the trend. I almost grabbed a tool over here to like do a trend line drawing on this chart. But nevertheless, remember when we said that Bitcoin went into this consolidation pattern? It was around the beginning of May. Well, for the most part, during May, Bitcoin investor interest and retail interest and adopting interest was going down. But actually, in the last week, it jumped by 3 points. So what we're seeing is that the interest in the keyword Bitcoin is pretty much leveling out right now, which means that the tension is not dropping much, but the trading range is dropping significantly, which means that that tension is getting built and built and built and built and built even more, and eventually just something's going to explode. And judging by how we've drawn this trend and how Bitcoin is respecting our drawing of said trend, it looks like that major breakout is going to be coming in the next 3 days. So okay, that's the consolidation pattern trend analysis, but let's talk for a second about the actual technicals and what they're saying about Bitcoin. I'll be brief on this because I've talked about it a lot lately. First and absolute foremost, in my opinion, will be one of my favorite technical indicators in the entire cryptocurrency space. That would be the 20 exponential moving average on any chart, but in this case on the daily chart. As you guys can see, as Bitcoin's been trading sideways, I'd argue we're still in an uptrend. Trading sideways here, Bitcoin has consistently been above this moving average, and every time we fell below it, we bounced above it in the same daily candlestick. Bitcoin has not even sent a candle body below that level in over a week. On top of that, where are we trending on the Bollinger Bands? Well, we're hitting the outside bands right there, but we never even hit the outside bands down here. That's important. I would normally make some more extrapolations from the MACD and the RSI, but there's actually not much to talk about on them right now because when Bitcoin is trading sideways, MACD and RSI tend to reset to the zero level. What we can say about the MACD and the RSI right now is that they are sitting in pretty healthy territory to allow for a new rally. There's room to run, but in a sideways trading market, that's pretty much all the RSI or the MACD can tell you. There's not much we can really extrapolate from this right now, other than on the MACD, if we do start trending to the upside, we could easily have a bullish cross, and that could help push the bull market even farther. Looking at the VPVR, you guys will notice something very important, and that is that we're almost out of the woods. There's not much resistance above us other than this zone of resistance right here. If Bitcoin can break this and get up to like $11,000, guys, we are off to the races. We're done. Bitcoin will be setting new yearly highs, and Bitcoin will more than likely be heading towards that local high of $13,700, $13,800 back in June of last year. And also, guys, don't forget what we're talking about on the weekly chart. Bitcoin is above the 20 weekly EMA. Bitcoin bounced off of the 30 level on the RSI on the weekly chart, which, by the way, literally every single time in the history of Bitcoin that has happened, it has resulted in a bull market. Bitcoin bounced off of the 200 weekly simple moving average, which it has only done 3 times in the history of Bitcoin. The first time, it resulted in a bull market. The second time, it resulted in a bull market. The third time is right now, and we're about to start a bull market, in my opinion. Spoiler alert, because I haven't talked about that yet. Bitcoin's MACD on the weekly chart is looking phenomenal. We're having a little bit of consolidation, but of course, Bitcoin's been trading sideways for a few weeks, so you would expect that. Otherwise, weekly chart MACD looks good. Volume even looks good. You see, there's quite a bit of volume right now compared to what we saw in the second half of 2019. That is also a good sign. Guys, I can go on about the technical indicators, but I'll be brief and make it short and say this. Pretty much all of the technical indicators on Bitcoin are pointing to the upside. They are pointing bullish, except for this one right here, which is the 9 flash on the TD sequential. We need to see a correction to allow for this, but it would make a lot of sense if we saw a bullish breakout first or saw a short correction and then a breakout to follow. The technical indicators are very clear because they are very bullish. As for the fundamentals, however, the fundamentals are much more uncertain in the market, so we don't really know exactly how they're going to impact Bitcoin. I will say this, a lot of people haven't talked about this. Even though the fundamentals for the global economy are doing relatively poorly, look at how that's resulted as movement in the stock market. Now, I know what everyone's going to say. By the way, I agree with you. The stock market is manipulated. I completely agree. However, the stock market has been rallying very strong. So too is the S&P 500. Pretty much all of these indices are on their way back to all-time high in spite of everything that's going on right now. And oil, except for this massive wick down here, is starting to recover, thankfully. I never thought I'd come on camera and say I'm looking forward to paying more than $2 for a gallon of gas again, but that's exactly what I'm saying. The point here, guys, is the fundamentals are bad, the fundamentals are dire, but at the same time, the fundamentals don't seem to be stopping the crude oil market, they don't seem to be stopping the DJI or the SPY, so maybe they won't stop Bitcoin either. At the end of the day, here's what matters. Here's a bullet-pointed list of what's going on. The technicals are overwhelmingly bullish on Bitcoin. The TD sequential says we need to have a correction, and I guarantee you, I promise you, come back, mark my words, you can quote me on this, Bitcoin will have a correction as a result of that TD sequential. The later it happens, the longer it takes for me to get vindicated, the worse it's going to be for Bitcoin. Watch out for that. That is a warning. I'm promising you, watch out for that TD sequential. Number 3, however, the fundamentals are looking relatively neutral on Bitcoin right now, actually, considering how they're impacting the rest of the global economy. I don't think we've really started to see the fallout from this massive recession we're going into just yet. Recessions can take a while to develop. Everyone in America, for example, is on unemployment right now, so they still have about the same amount of money that they did 6 months ago, some of them even more. A lot of the businesses that are going out of business have just gone out of business, and their employees that would otherwise be unemployed are on government subsidy right now. The impacts of that are going to take a lot longer to start playing out, and there are going to be ramifications for the kind of quantitative easing we're doing right now, but it hasn't come to pass just yet, so it's not a factor for now. And other than that, guys, Bitcoin is far into a consolidation pattern. There's a lot of tension, so everything I just said leads me to my point. Bitcoin, technically and fundamentally speaking, should break to the upside here. But remember what I talked about in a couple videos ago, guys. Just because the technicals say Bitcoin should do something does not mean that it's going to do it. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find many people right now arguing that Bitcoin is supposed to have a major correction. There are definitely people saying it, but I'm finding it difficult to find technical analysis to back that up. The TA is saying Bitcoin should go to the upside. The fundamentals are saying we don't care, that's not our job to worry about right now. And as I showed you on Google Trends, we're actually seeing a little bit of a resurgence in interest in Bitcoin. Nothing major just yet, we'll see where it goes, but that is definitely promising. But I do need to issue you guys a warning, and that is towards the end of these consolidation patterns, like I said earlier, it's very easy for Bitcoin to have a fluke 1 or 2% movement, fall below or rally above the downtrending level of resistance or the uptrending level of support, and then kick off a rally in that direction. So even though Bitcoin is bullish, even though my call for Bitcoin is bullish, I'm going to tell you, as your friend, this is not financial advice, this is friendly advice, so don't sue me, don't trade off of what I'm saying, just here's my advice, here's what I say, go do your own analysis, don't sue me, thank you. What I would encourage you guys to do is to wait until the breakout before you enter a trade. Yes, Bitcoin should break to the upside, but when you get so far into a consolidation pattern like this, where literally a 1% movement in either direction can result in a trend direction decision, then you need to be careful. Because if you enter the trade before the breakout, it's very, very easy to get your stop loss triggered, or if you're one of the people that doesn't use stop losses or forgot to use a stop loss, for you to lose your entire trade because Bitcoin's up here or down here. The technicals say Bitcoin should move to the upside, and even if Bitcoin breaks down, I think those technicals are going to end up helping Bitcoin move to the upside. However, when you're in a pattern like this, what you want to do is wait for a breakout, wait for it with confirmation of volume. As we saw back over here, we saw volume for confirmation, and then make your trade. Also, though, I would caution you against staying in the trade for a long time. Wait until Bitcoin has several confirmations up here before you enter a longer-term trade. If you're trading this breakout, I would suggest trading it with 2 different ways. First of all, you trade the initial breakout like we saw over here. This is the hard one, so if you miss it, that's fine. Don't try and get in on this one late. You will regret it. However, if Bitcoin does something like this, where Bitcoin rallies, trends sideways, and then starts rallying again, right around here is a great time to decide to enter a longer-term swing trade, because Bitcoin has broken to the upside and then decide, okay, we're going to go up and then go up. Every single time that Bitcoin starts to consolidate, as we saw right here, every time Bitcoin does one of these numbers and puts a step in the stairs, that is another confirmation of Bitcoin rallying to the upside. Remember the analogy I used the other day when Bitcoin Bart Simpson. How many confirmations does it take to confirm a Bitcoin transaction? Most exchanges, most wallets use 6. You don't have to use 6, but that's pretty much the industry standard. Why would we wait for one confirmation of bullishness to enter a long-term swing trade that we're planning on holding for a week? Why would you do that? It's a much better idea to maybe lose 5% of your profit, but cut your risk in half and wait for an extra 1 or 2 confirmations rather than just the first breakout, because the first breakout, as we saw about a week ago, can easily be invalidated. So guys, here's my call. I think Bitcoin's going to break to the upside. However, I'm also going to cover my own tail with the simple fact that I have seen play out so many times that no matter what the technicals say, it's very easy for Bitcoin to break to the downside right now, simply because someone can move 50,000 Bitcoin onto exchange and open a short position with it and crash the market. It's very easy to do. This is why I always tell you guys, because as you know, very important policy on this channel is full, open, honest transparency. Technical analysis is very powerful. It is the most important tool in your trading. Not so much in investing, that's where fundamental analysis comes in, but in trading, it's the most important tool that you can have, short of your own intuition, but that takes time to build. It is very important, but it does have its limitations, because at the end of the day, if the traders don't follow it, then it doesn't matter. If somebody comes in and dumps Bitcoin on exchange, be careful, because it could easily result in a bearish breakout, even though the technicals are all resoundingly bullish. So guys, that's all just food for thought. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this video. I think this was a good video. If you did enjoy it, consider hitting that like and subscribe button down below. I would be very appreciative if you did. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes. And also, guys, to reward you for making it to the end of the video, I want to ask you, what is your favorite meme of 2020? Because there have been a significant amount of good memes in 2020. And I want to hear your take on your favorite meme of 2020. Let me know in the comments down below. I need the meme addiction, guys. I need to just pump it straight into my veins. Let me know what your favorite meme is down there. For all of you guys who are not memesters like myself, well, you know, start living. What can I say? No, but seriously, guys, before I go, I do just first want to mention one thing, and that would be this. This channel is sponsored by the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, as you guys know, and right now it is on sale. The June 2020 coupon code is linked in the description down below for $40 off, but that's all just like the stuff I have to say. Here's what I really want to say about CT2A today. You know, guys, this channel, all the work that we put into this channel has taken a long time. We've been working on this channel for nearly 3 years now. In about a month and a half, July 31st, will have been 3 years since I found cryptocurrency. About 4 months after I got into cryptocurrency, I started making videos in crypto. Got in July 31st, 2017, started making videos on November 16th, 2017 on this channel right here, over 2.5 years ago. I have worked on this channel almost every single day for the last 3 years. Every single day. We don't do 5 videos a week. We don't do 6 videos a week. We do 7 videos a week. And it's funny because you guys probably know that yesterday's video was pre-recorded, and in yesterday's video, like, my hair was down so you could tell that it had been recorded later in the day. Yesterday I woke up and I felt so lost because I'm like, I'm supposed to be making a video right now. What's going on? It was so strange to have a day off. I mean, I get one every like 4 or 5 months when I go on vacation, but it doesn't happen very often. And guys, I want you to understand something. This channel takes a lot of work. This channel takes a whole lot of work. This is a full-time job. This is my job. This and working in cryptocurrency, this is what I do. My job is to bring you guys high-quality educational content here on YouTube and provide it for free. So as I said, we have a policy of full, open, honesty, and transparency, and in the sake of that, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy was made for 2 reasons. Number 1, to educate you guys and continue with our mission statement of educating you guys on cryptocurrency so that you can use it to change your own lives like it did with me. Number 2, CT2A was also designed to be able to fund this channel. All of the amazing products that we've been able to buy and purchase and use, like this camera and this microphone, and the room I'm sitting in probably has nearly $10,000 worth of video equipment. The only way that we're able to bring you this high-quality content is because of CT2A and our amazing students over there. We provide an excellent value for the people who have joined the Academy. That's why there are nearly 1,800. We're going on 2,000 members in the Academy. And even though we have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee, we have only ever had maybe about 20 people go through with that refund. Every single time that somebody asks for a refund, they have it. It's already sent back to them. But I'm like, okay, so that's fine. I'm not upset or anything. I'm just, why exactly did you refund the course? Just kind of like a survey so we know if there's anything we can improve. Every single time, guys. I'm not kidding. Every time someone refunds the Academy, they never are complaining about it. They say they don't have the time. So here's what I'm going to say to you guys. I have found, and by the way, and this channel is 95% male, so I'm speaking specifically to men here. I'm not excluding the women here. Thank you guys for watching, but this is specifically directed at the men here. I have found that young men, like myself, all the way up until they start having families, become very depressed if they don't have a burden to bear or something they're working on or some direction that they're moving in or someone to support, if they don't have a reason to keep pushing, if they don't have a load to pull. And guys, it's very difficult to pull a load. It's very difficult to support people. It's very difficult to help people. It's very difficult to do something with your life if you don't have money to do it. Because at the end of the day, money is just paper, but money is also a physical representation of power. And to do what you want to do in your life, you need power. And to get power, you need money. That's simply how capitalism works. And I won't apologize for it because it's the greatest economic system that has ever been developed in the history of humankind. If you want to learn how to make money work for you so that you can actually, receive the money so you can do good things with it like we're trying to do here at this channel and at this company, then you need to learn how to do technical analysis on cryptocurrency if that's what you're interested in. And you probably are if you're watching this far into the video. And if you want to do that, the link for CT2A to teach you everything you need to know is linked in the description down below. As I've said a couple videos ago, guys, remember our policy of open honesty and transparency. You can teach yourself technical analysis. However, you're not going to do it in a quick way. I guarantee you that. It's going to take you a long time. It took me 2,000 or 3,000 hours to learn everything in this academy. What's your time worth to you? If you're working minimum wage, $9 an hour times 500 hours is $4,500. CT2A is $209 after the $40 off discount. What's your time worth to you? I think it's worth a lot more than like 2 cents an hour. So guys, if you want to learn one of the most profitable skills for making money on the internet, I mean, seriously, technical analysis and learning to trade is so profitable. Check us out, the link in the description down below. By the way, yes, it is a lifetime membership. There's only one payment. You get access to all current and future content as well. Somebody was asking about that, so there you go. Oh, and by the way, yes, we do accept Bitcoin payments. I have a bunch of emails from over the weekend that I need to answer with like 5 of you guys trying to pay in Bitcoin, so I'm going to go ahead and do that after this video is done being recorded. But before I go and do that, guys, there is one last thing I have to say, and that is that I first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.